Hello girls, we meet again. Okay, in today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to calculate the cost of electrical energy use. That means we want to know how much money you need to pay for electricity that you have used for the whole month, right? Based on the reading that you have, that you see on your electric meter. Okay, now first of all, let's look at a little bit of basic things. Now, how do we calculate the cost of electrical energy or the electrical energy, how much electrical energy is used? Okay, how do we count it? How do we measure it? So the unit that we use for it is called kilowatt hour. Okay, so you can see here kilowatt hour. Okay, now it is not kilowatt per hour. So kilowatt per hour is wrong. If kilowatt per hour means kilowatt and then you divide by hour, so this is wrong. It is kilowatt times hour. Okay, the formula is kilowatt times hour. So your H or the hour doesn't go at the bottom, doesn't go to the bottom. So it is actually kilowatt hour, okay, not kilowatt per hour. So what does it mean? What does it mean by 1 kilowatt hour? So 1 kilowatt hour is the amount of electrical energy used at the rate of 1 kilowatt or 1000 watts in 1 hour. That means how much energy is used, all right, measured in terms of watts, measured in terms of 1000 watts in 1 hour. Okay, so 1 kilo is equivalent to 1000. Okay, so remember, anytime you see the word kilo, it means 1000. Okay, and then 1 kilowatt hour is what we normally take it to be 1 unit. All right, so if you want to measure in terms of units, how many units of electricity that we have used, we have to see how much kilowatt hour there is. Okay, so now 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit. All right, and then 1 unit, normally the TNB will calculate in terms of how many cents. So let's say if you use 1 unit, maybe it's 20 cents. If you use 20 units, all right, it becomes 2 ringgit. Okay, that kind of thing. So normally they will count in terms of 1 unit equivalent to how many cents. So now this is the important formula that you have to remember. Electrical energy use, okay, the unit is kilowatt hour. So you need to find this first. Before you can measure or you want to calculate the cost of electrical energy, you have to find how much energy that you've used. So you need to find the kilowatt hour first. So how do you get the kilowatt hour? First of all, you need to know how much power is the electrical appliance. Okay, for example, you have the aircon, you have the fan, you have the light and all that, all right? So you need to calculate separately and then you add together and then you will find the total kilowatt hour. And also you need to know the time. How much time was the appliance switched on? So of course, it makes sense. The longer you switch it on, for example, the aircon, right? The longer you switch on the aircon, of course, the more energy is used and you have to pay a higher bill at the end of the month. Okay, so same thing. Also, if power increases, for example, you buy a very powerful aircon, let's say 2000 watts or you call 2 kilowatts, you will definitely have to pay more electricity in terms of cost compared to a 1 kilowatt aircon. Okay, so the amount of the cost of electricity that you have to pay for the bill is dependent on power and also time. So the higher the power, all right, the higher the electrical energy used, and therefore you have to pay more. And also the same thing, the higher the time or the longer the time, all right, the longer the time taken, you switch it on for a longer time, you will also use more electricity and you pay more money. Okay, so let's look at simple example, all right, how to calculate. Okay, look at example number 1. Now a 2 kilowatt electric kettle takes 10 minutes to boil water. So that means you switch it on for 10 minutes, all right, so it's boiled and it automatically switches off by itself. So what is the cost of electrical energy used to boil the water if the rate per unit is 21 cent? Okay, so first of all, you need to find out how much energy was used. Okay, so you write this formula: electrical energy use is equal to, see the formula, power times time. Okay, but don't forget your power has always to be in kilowatt. It cannot be in watt. You have to change it to kilo. So if your question is in watt, W-A-T-T watt, you have to change to kilo. And for time, it has to be hour. So if your question comes in seconds or in minutes, you have to change to hour. Then you will have your answer in kilowatt hour. Okay, let's fill in the numbers. Okay, so for this kettle, it is 2 kilowatt. So we put a 2 here for 2 kilowatt power. The time is 10 minutes. Okay, like again, here it's given 10 minutes. You have to convert into hour. Now, how many minutes are there in 1 hour? Okay, you have 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So in order to convert your 10 minutes to hour, you have to divide by 60. Okay, so you have to do a bit of calculation here. So it's 20 divided by 60. That will be 1 over 3. 1 over 3 is 0.33. Okay, so this is 0.33. What is the unit? What are we finding? What are we looking for? It is kWh, kilowatt hour. But you have not solved it yet because you haven't counted the cost. So this is one part of it. Now, the second part is you need to calculate how much money is this? How much money is this? 0.33 kilowatt hour is how much money, right? How much you have to pay for it. So 1 unit is 21 cents. According to the question here. So 1 unit is 21 cents. Okay, see here. So now what you have used is less than 1 unit. It's only 0.33 units. So 0.33 units, what you need to do is 0.33 times 21 cents. Okay, 21 cents. So you can use a calculator, right? 0.33 times 21, and you will get, how much is that? You will get about 7 cents. Okay, because 0.33 is actually 1 over 3. So 1 over 3 times 21 is actually 7. So 7 cents, if you want to put it into RM, it's actually 0.07. Okay, you don't have to put the cent behind that. So then you've already solved the first question. So first of all, you need to find the kilowatt hour. And then from there, you times with how many cents. So the question says here is 21 cents. So you have to times 21. Okay, so let's look at another part of the lesson. So this is your example of your electricity bill. Okay, your TNB electricity bill. And then at the end, you see your kegunaan. All right, this is how much you have used. So the meter reader will read it at the end of the month. You will come maybe once or twice in a month. Once in a month or once in 2 months. And this is the kilowatt hour, which is 497 kilowatt hour. That includes everything, all the devices in your house. Okay, your aircon, your refrigerator, your TV, your computer, and everything else. Okay, so let's look at another question. Let's try the question 2. Okay, question 2 is a simpler one. You don't need to calculate the cost of electricity. Just calculate the energy use. Okay, how much energy is used if a fan with a power rating of 400 watts is switched on for 5 hours? Okay, so first thing you need to do is you have to write your formula, which is electrical energy use equivalent to power times time. Okay, don't forget power has to be in kilowatt and time has to be in hours. Okay, so power is 400 watts. So 400 watts, it is not kilo. So you have to convert into kilo. Okay, how to convert into kilo? 1 kilo is equivalent to 1,000. So that means you have to divide by 1,000. In order to convert this whole thing, your 400 watt into kilowatt, you have to divide by 1,000. And the time is already in hours, so no problem with that. You just put your 5. This is 0.4 times 5. So your answer will be 2 kilowatt hour. Okay, so this is what you need to find out. They don't want you to find the cost. It's not needed in the question. Okay, simple one. Okay, number 3. Let's look at one more question. And take 2 more questions. Now, Adam uses a vacuum cleaner to clean up his room. The wattage of the vacuum cleaner is 1,200 watts. Calculate the cost of using the vacuum cleaner for 30 minutes if the cost of electricity is 30 cents per unit. Okay, so there are 2 parts of the question. So first part, you need to find out the amount of electrical energy used. Okay, amount of electrical energy used is, again, power times time. So your power is 1,200. So 1,200, don't forget you have to convert into kilowatts. So divide by 1,000. Okay, time. Time is 30 minutes. So this is not hour. Okay, so 30 minutes you have to convert into hour. You have to divide by 60 because 1 hour is 60 minutes. Okay, so now we simplify this. Cancel your zeros. You cancel this, you get 1 over 2. So it's 12 times 1 is 12. 10 times 2 is 20. So you simplify that. Okay, you simplify that and you will get, how much is that? 12 divided by, okay, you divide by, because you times 5, and then you get 0.6 kilowatt hour. Okay, so this is your answer, but this is not a final answer because they want you to find the cost. So the cost is 30 cents per unit. So this is considered 0.6 unit. Okay, so this is the unit. Unit is this same. So 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit. So I'll write it over here. 1 kilowatt hour is 30 cents. Or if you prefer, you can put it in RM, 0.30. This is 30 cents. So if 0.6 kilowatt hour, kWh, don't forget the kW is capital letter. Okay, it's capital letter. So 0.30, 0.3, you can just forget about this one. Okay, times 0.6. So you do a bit of calculation with your calculator, and your answer will be, how much is that? It is 18 cents. Okay, or you will put it into, okay, since you're in 0.30, you got to put it in RM then. RM 0.18. Okay, let me double check that with the calculator in case I get it wrong. Okay, so it's 0.3 times 0.6. 0.3 times 0.6. You will get it 0.18. Yes, correct. Okay, right. So one more question, number 4. Yeah, let's go to number 4. Right, it's a bit more challenging, but it's interesting. Okay, Lena switches on the air conditioner in her room every night from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Okay, now watch. This is the amount, the duration of time that she uses the aircon. Calculate the cost of using the air conditioner for a month of 30 days if the cost of electrical energy is 30 cents per unit. Okay, so don't worry, looks like a long question, but actually there are only 2 parts. So you first of all find the energy use. Always remember the formula. The electrical energy use is always power times time, where your power is kilowatt and your time is hour. Okay, now let's look at the how powerful is this aircon. It is 1000 watts. Okay, so 1000 watt, okay, divided by 1000 because you want it convert into kilo. Okay, and times the time. Okay, now how many hours is this? 10 o'clock at night to 6 a.m. in the morning. So from 10, you can use your fingers to count. 10 to 11 is already 1 hour. Okay, then 11 to 12, midnight, 2 hours. Then 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock is actually 8 hours. And this is only for 1 day. Okay, but the question wants you to calculate for 30 days. So instead of just doing one more time, you just add on the amount of time or the duration. You just times another 30 days here. All right, okay, so it's very simple. This one cancels off. Then you will have 240. Now, what is the unit? The unit is always kilowatt hour. Okay, but you haven't finished the question because you have not counted the cost. Okay, let's carry on. Cost of electrical energy. Okay, cost of electrical energy, as always, it is 1 unit for whatever cent they give you. Okay, so 1 unit is 30 cents. So now how many units do you have? you have used 240 units. So 240 units times 30 cents. Okay, 240 units times 30 cents. Okay, this one you need to use a calculator in case I don't do mentally, I might get it wrong. Okay, 240 times 0.3. This is 72 ringgit. So this is the amount that you need to pay at the end of the month just for the aircon. 72 ringgit for every night switching on for 8 hours for 1 whole month. Okay, don't forget it looks like not too much, but don't forget this is only the aircon. You haven't calculated your fans, your lights, and then your other appliances, your aircon, your refrigerator and so on. Okay, so I'm going to attach a worksheet here and I would like you to try out the questions there. Just remember how to do 2 steps here. First, find the electrical energy used and then find the cost. All right, okay, if any questions, please ask me in the group chat. All right.